Well, Pagnol fireworks, just fireworks are very, very dangerous things, and you should let the experts put them off. Really, somebody said to me the other day, I bought a load of fireworks, about 50 quid's worth of fireworks. We're going to have a lovely party. Well, do it safely, please. Because they're very dangerous things, and rocket goes off in the wrong place, and
I think my neighbours will be doing a display tonight in a drunken stupor.
Oh well, well, you'll where will you be? You'll be in a hostelry somewhere, won't you, having a meal? So.
No, I'll be at home. Yeah? I'll be at home. Yes. Saturday night. It's my relaxing day, Saturday after the show, because we get up so early in the morning.
Well, it's the other thing, isn't it? It's early in the morning.
Well, I get up at 6:15.
Millions of Britons are inhaling air considered too dangerous to breathe by the World Health Organisation. Out of 51 UK cities and towns listed in an air quality database, 44 failed the WHO's test for sooty particles less than 2.5 microns across. That was linked to heart disease and premature death.
Yeah, we're not one of them, by the way, Milton Keynes, so I looked at the list.
No, we're not. Glasgow is one of the most polluted cities, followed by London and Leeds, and Cardiff and Birmingham, for instance. But here in Milton Keynes, not too bad. But again, you listen to it on the national news, and they talk about 50,000 premature deaths in the UK. But now the report that I read here, it's caused 40,000.
Yeah, I mean, how do we really know this is what's causing it?
That's up 9,000 in London alone, and it's cost the country £22.6 billion.
I'm a little bit dubious about these figures.
So am I.
And about the levels of pollution as well, because we don't get great smogs. I mean, do you remember the smogs of London? They used to lead the buses with flares, didn't they?
I used to go to school, and my school was, from my house to the school, was about 300 yards, something like that.
You couldn't see it?
And you couldn't see it for a start, which always benefited me, because the school closed down at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to let the kids try and get home, and of course I was home at 5 minutes past 2, so
yes, if you go to the Grumpy Old Men and Women page, you'll see Dolphin Mike on there in full colour.
There you go, it's on there.
Well, I finally managed to get it to go in the right way up.
Okay, there you go, that'll be it, and you'll be hearing from my lawyers later.
I put the dolphin so you could compare what I can see the similarity between yourself and a dolphin, Mike.
And he's got his lovely jubbly T-shirt on as well with Del Boy on the front.
Yeah, what a lovely bloke he is, really.
Who, Del Boy or?
Yeah, Del Boy.
I think meant Mike.
Cool, no. Terrible man.
Stretching things there a little bit.
I see Patricia's
I think he's after favours there.
Patricia's been saying things.
Is she? What's she been saying?
She's saying that she's got a poppy to put on the side of her handbag.
I thought you weren't allowed to call her Patricia.
I can call her Trish. I can call her Patricia. I just can't say the word P-A-T. No, it doesn't like that at all.
Okay.
It's Trish. Haven't heard from Lynn this morning either. So
no, we haven't. So I don't know where she is. I mean, I did send her a couple of bits during the week, and I did hear about once, but not heard much this week. Well, I hope you're okay, Lynn, out there in Linland.
Yes,
Sleaford in Lincolnshire.
We've got to see whether it's raining outside or not. But Dave and Charlotte will be in a minute or two, and that will tell us whether it's still raining.
Yeah, if they're swimming,
dripping wet or whatever.
True, yeah. He was coming down a bit bad this one, a bit heavy.
Seriously, ill MPs shouldn't be wheeled in to the House of Commons during the Commons' forthcoming efforts to win crunch votes. So a report says ferrying sick MPs to Westminster, sometimes using ambulances, puts parties at serious reputational risk. It's a bit odd, isn't it?
You think there'd be some form of electronic voting they could do, and from home or something?
No,
there's
hacking.
Sort of a gentleman's agreement that if somebody was actually really too ill, that somebody from the opposition would dip out.
They do. I thought.
Talking of the devil, and in comes Charlotte and Dave.
Yes, and it's.
And is it still raining?
Yeah.
Heavily?
Yes.
Oh, it's still raining heavily.
Right, okay.
Not very good.
So it's raining heavily.
Cats and dogs.
Newport Pagnell. No, it's not raining cats and dogs.
Raining men.
Raining men, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
you gave an explanation raining cats and dogs, didn't you? Because they used to sleep in the thatch on the roof, and hence why we had 4-poster beds with a canopy over the top to stop all the vermin and stuff from falling through the roof, didn't you? Did you send that out this week?
Yes, you sent that out, didn't you?
Well, you sent it to me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't you remember?
Yeah, I do remember now. Actually, yes, because somebody sent it to me, and I thought, well, you haven't had it, so you're going to get it, you know.
Yeah.
Linda, I can assure you that Mike has got his tutu on. We just can't see it. It's actually under the desk. If you look very carefully,
Oh yes.
all right, in the very
During the show.
just in the corner, you just see the edge of it, just right. What I'll do is
It's a blue one.
I'll take another picture, which I think I've got one that I can show you, Mike in his tutu. I'll see if I can not get that loaded up shortly.
I will amuse you, gentlemen, come near Christmas time by coming in my tutu. Okay, so there you go. Tutu.
We look forward to it.
Tutu and all. Apparently, Wetherspoons have come in for a big
in
bashing
Bletchley.
but nationally by the correspondent, a leading food critic actually, who's been branded a snob for savaging the pub chain's biggest branch. Marina O'Loughlin, who usually reviews fine dining establishments, warned readers, don't for God's sake order the food. In her review of the recently opened Royal Victoria Pavilion pub in Ramsgate, Kent, for the Sunday Times magazine. Among her observations, Miss O'Loughlin said the pub's peas had a haunting back note of fagash, and described the breaded scampi as like stiff orange coffins emitting an ooze of vaguely fishy goo.
So don't have a pea in Witherspoons?
Well, according to Miss O'Loughlin, the worst dish was a side of ribs, which was pappy and exhausted. The barbecue sauce was sugary as the sort of thing you might scoop out of the bottom of Hannibal Lecter's recycling bin. Well, she certainly knows
It's a lot of words, isn't it?
Doesn't she? The mixed grill described comparatively glowing as not entirely unpleasant was judged the best dish. Her derision extended to the Wetherspoons drinks menu, adding, we endure 2 pitchers of cocktails, Purple Rain and mojitos, that taste of Calpol and diabetic coma. Unsatisfied with berating the pub chain, which saw its annual sales pass 1.5 billion in 2015, Miss O'Loughlin then turned on her fellow diners. She wrote, a man at a neighbouring table is piling into pepperoni pizza, onion rings and chips, combined count 2,513 calories. That's just what he signed up for. Consequence, he'd be damned. But Miss O'Loughlin's verdict on Wetherspoons, founded of course by Tim Martin in 1979, did not go down well online. And there's various comments from her, but it's really rather interesting because they have dress codes, for instance, in the pubs in the Wetherspoons.
Do they?
Yes. The dress code on its website states customers are requested to remain fully clothed throughout the visit, including wearing shoes. And the chain sells 3 million pints and 500,000 breakfasts.
Yeah, but they're in trouble locally as well, aren't they? They've named what used to be called the Bletchley Arms something which I can't remember the name of. It's a bit of a mouthful, and people are objecting to it.
Oh, I didn't realise that. I know
Sir James, or something about a shooting party. James something or other's shooting party. I think
there is some talk about Wetherspoons coming to Newport Pagnell. In fact, apparently they have bought the building for it. But
which one now? Where the little restaurant used to be?
Yes,
Glover's at one time, wasn't it?
Who?
It used to be called Glover's many years ago.
Glover's,
Something else.
Robinson's.
Robinson's. Yeah, it became Robinson's. But I thought that'd be far too small for a Wetherspoons. I never understood that.
Well, I think that's the problem that they've got. They can't get planning permission at the moment to extend it out the back, and that's what they wanted to do, however, we will wait and see here in Newport. I would love to see it, although again there's a lot of opposition from the local hostelries because they say that it will we'll go out of business. Well, okay, sorry,
lower your prices.
That's life, isn't it? Apparently, Wetherspoons, they held the world's largest synchronised wine testing event in 2008, where they had 17,500 people at their chains across the UK. And every branch has a unique carpet drawing on the location, building and the name. So, I just remember.
I was studying one in Shrewsbury one night. They got hotel rooms in some of them, and a very, very good value, excellent value, in fact.
I didn't realise Wetherspoons, we had this debate before.
We did. I think there's only a few, but they do have hotel rooms. Over at the river, it's quite nice.
Apparently, every year in the Tunbridge Wells Wetherspoons, called Opera House actually, they close for 3 days to return it to its original use and put on an opera.
Really?
So isn't that nice? They close for 3 days and you can't get your fish and chips, your scampi and chips and all this.
Even though it's rubber or cardboard, whatever she suggests.
I have dined at Wetherspoons on numerous occasions, and I would not agree at all with the lady's comments there. In fact, I dined at a place called the Eton Oak or something. Can't remember the name of it.
Was that a Wetherspoons?
No, it wasn't a Wetherspoons, but it was a chain, and I had the battered fish and chips, and it was the fish should have been battered a bit more. I think it was pretty tasty.
It was still alive, was it?
Well, it hadn't been cooked totally. I don't think. I was on the point of almost sending it back.
It's quite dangerous, isn't it, with fish like
dangerous
chicken?
Cold fish, yeah. But I ate it, and I survived. I have survived, so there we go. If you've survived, that's it. Unfortunately, we have survived. We haven't survived at all because time has beaten us. We've got to depart the studio and leave it to David and Charlotte for their programme Decades. It's coming up at 10 o'clock. So from me, Mike Barry.
Me, Bob Bluffield.
Me, Alan Mallyon.
Together, of course.
The
Grumpy Old Men.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Looking back over my years, I guess I shedded some tears. I told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But another fight, things ain't right. See, I'm losing again. Takes a fool to lose twice, start all over again. Think I better